get to participate and have some energy, not only treats to come to take home, but also some energy and, well, I don't know, some sadness or grief coming into November, one of the darkest months of the year, but we'll see how we do today. So for now, I want to see if people online can hear me. Can you wave your hands just to react somehow? All right. Is the quality good? Can you hear me well? Fantastic. So one more time about technical stuff. If you're a Toastmaster, if you want to address someone online, make sure to let me know. I'm going to be here and give the person online a couple of seconds to respond while I'm going to be muting the microphone and turning you and the speaker on. Same for people online. If you want to interact or say something, you can write either in chat or like raise your hand. I'll be monitoring and I'll get you a stage when we have opportunity. So let's actually see people in person. This is the company we have here. We have an angel slowly drifting through the air towards us. And yeah, with technical stuff out of the way, I'm no magician. I can't pull the hat out of the rabbits, but I know who can. And this is the Toastmaster of the day, Timur Bezhnoy.
Thank you. Hi guys, online and offline. Today it's Halloween. It's Halloween. It's Halloween. The moon is full and bright, and we shall see what can't be seen on any other night. Skeletons and ghosts and ghouls, grinning goblins fighting ghouls, werewolves rising from their tomb, witches on their magic brooms. I learned it just 5 minutes ago. So anyway, dear friends, I'm sure you know what Halloween is about. It's a holiday that's celebrated all over the world when people wear such scary costumes as me. I'm Count Dracula, haven't guessed. And we have a witch, we have an angel, very scary. We have people lying. Even if you don't have a costume, don't worry, I'll have something for you. I've prepared something, but I'll explain you why people wear these costumes. It's because it's believed because this holiday originated from ancient Scottish, Irish beliefs, from Samhain holiday, and they believe on these days evil spirits, evil creatures come to Earth, but if we are dressed like them, they will not attack us. So these costumes are to protect ourselves from the evil. And everyone who actually will come here on the stage, because we'll have some people who will appear. Yes, pumpkin is also a scary creature. Every person who appears on the stage will have a task from me. You will just name a figure from 1 to 13. I have 13 options. I think it will be enough for those who appear on the stage. And each from the 13 is some kind of evil creature, and you will have just 30 seconds, 1 minute, you will need to explain why you are this creature and how this helps you in your life, or whatever you can tell about your personification of this creature. So we will begin with our first person who appears on the stage. Is our, not a timer as usual, but it's Time Lord, Vyacheslav Naumov. Please welcome. First explain your role and then my task.
Okay. Good day, everyone. Today, how many words do you know? Today, I won. So we have today special agenda. The first part of prepared speeches consists of 5 speakers. 5 speakers, yeah. And that's why we have special time for this part. Every speaker on this part have from 3 to 5 minutes. And I will
use my yellow cards in this way. If you win your speech on 3 minutes line, I will show green card. That means it's okay, just keep your speech. At 4 minutes line, I will show yellow card. That means you are too close to a conclusion. You have just 1 minute to conclude, to close your speech, and keep this in your mind. And on 5 minutes line, I will show red card. That means you should wrap up your speech. The next part, unprepared speech, and here all is as usual. The unprepared speakers have from 1 to 2 minutes, and I will show green card on 1 minute line. I will show yellow card on 1.5 minutes, and I will show red card on 3 minutes line. So at the end of our meeting, I will deliver a report about our time. That's today my role today for us. So what's the question?
My question is, here's the figure from 1 to 13.
Let's start from 1.
Okay, good choice. You are a witch. There is a male witch too. It's called a wizard or just a witch. Anyway, you are a witch, and tell a few words. Why are you a witch and how it helped you in your life? How do you perform this role in your life as a witch?
Maybe a wizard.
A wizard.
The wizard is more kindly for me. So I believe that we can, everyone can a wizard in our mind, in our thoughts, and how we can to create our reality, our desire, our ideas, whatever. And how can I use, and you can use every day, every morning, or every week, we can focus on your desire or your task or your goals and create your reality, create your life. That's why.
Thank you. Thank you. And now we'll go over to our main part. We only have one technical role today, but we have something more interesting for you. It's a contest, the scariest contest you've ever seen on Halloween, because a tall tale can also be scary. It's not a humorous speech. It's a speech where very unusual events, sometimes scary events, can happen. If you remember from your childhood when you were sitting around the fire and telling scary stories, now it will be just the same, but I believe even more interesting. And we have 5 brave participants. Some of them are online, some of them are offline, who will be our great heroes of Tall Tale contest. And our first participant from Tall Tale contest is online participant Volodymyr Ukrainets. Please welcome him.
Thank you.
I should tell the speech, yes? The speech title. Volodymyr Ukrainets with the speech entitled New Threat. New Threat, Volodymyr Ukrainets.
Thank you very much. So, my dear friends, can you hear me? Good. So, what would happen if different heroes from different novels, cartoons, movies met in one story? Well, there's no need to think about it, because I have already written a book about their adventures, and today is the next chapter. In the previous chapter, we added such heroes like Suok and Tutti. Tutti fell in love with the newly arrived girl, Christine Tyrell, who was the twin sister of Marjorie Tyrell. Also, it was told how the life of other characters were developed. But of course you are wondering, what's next? And I will tell you about it. Half a year has passed since the last events. Christina and Tutti got married, and they had a baby girl. Troubadour and Princess also had a baby boy, who already named Troubadour Jr. That's the way things were going in Westeros. But, as I once said, things may change. Alarm bells were sounding, and it all started with this. One day, when Titanic was on one of her voyages, Queen Daenerys Targaryen, as usual, was walking around the deck, breathing in the fresh air before going to bed. She went to the captain's bridge to make sure that everything was in order. After that, she came to the starboard railing to breathe in the sea air. And suddenly, she saw something that she could not believe. In the water, directly parallel to the course of the ship, were the crests of creature floating. She could not remember, but she realized that she saw it before. But then the crests and creature itself disappeared. Looking around, Queen saw Princess, who was also gazed into the distance. She approached her and asked, "Did you see what I saw?" "Yes," Princess replied. "Don't tell anyone. I don't want any panic. I have seen it somewhere before, and I realized that something is coming." And Princess nodded in agreement. But soon everyone knew about the creature, because the next evening they heard a call from the crow's nest, like this, dun, 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 and then like this. "Hello, what did you see?" "Iceberg, dead ahead." It seemed the collision was imminent, but then the giant tail of the creature suddenly came out from the water and cut an iceberg, a huge block of ice, in half, tossing away the ship aside with the wave and dousing all those who were on deck with water. After that, the queen told everyone what she had seen the previous night. So, after going back to Westeros, everyone was under impression. But that was not all. Alarming news came from a distant kingdom called Middle Earth, with whose king Aragorn, Queen Daenerys maintained allied relations. It turned out that the Dark Lord Sauron, evil side, who was thought to be dead after the destruction of the One Ring of Power, the most powerful magical artifact. By wearing this ring, Sauron became much stronger, as his power over matter essentially increased, in fact survived, and fled towards Westeros. Arriving here, he settled far to the east, scaring and banishing all the inhabitants there, and creating some sort of Mordor. It's a barren wasteland, covered with ash and dust. The very air you breathe is a poisonous fume, and no one can simply walk into it, because the great eye is ever watchful, and the evil here, and the god that does not sleep. And he did all this by blowing up one of the local volcanoes, which was subsequently called Barad-dûr, or Rodruin, or Mount Doom. Soon, it turned out that Sauron was preparing an army of 100,000 of Uruk-hai, a large breed of orcs who are unafraid of sunlight, strong, disciplined, And their first target was the castle of Winterfell in the north, the homeland of Sister Starks and King Jon Snow. So everyone who could set out to defend the north. By nightfall, the Uruks were on the place, and the battle was on. At first, the advantage was not on the side of our heroes, but soon reinforcements arrived, and the Uruks began to retreat. The victory of the north seemed inevitable, but then, suddenly, the dragon with 3 heads appeared, and against whom the northerners were powerless. But suddenly, the blinding ray struck the dragon, knocking him back, and they heard roaring like this. And then the creature, whom, as you realized, was Godzilla himself, appeared, and the ancient battle began between them. But soon, Godzilla began to glow, and the blinding explosion occurred. And the only left of them with a pile of ash at the battle site. Godzilla emerged from the battle, from the pile of ash, with one of dragon heads in his mouth, which he split with an atomic ray. The victory of the North was now unconditional, and Godzilla, making his triumphant roar like this, left. She was seen to have been seen plunging into the water and swimming away. But everyone now knew that if the kingdom was threatened again, he would come to the rescue. So that is the end of the story. As you can see, the North good side has won, but it was not the end, because Sauron's wrath will be terrible, his retribution swift. The battle for Westeros is about to begin. The battle for Winterfell is over. But it will be another story. So come for sequel and look for agenda. Thank you.
Voila, thank you for your tall tale. It was wonderful. And I have a question for you. Choose your creature, choose a figure from 1 to 13. We have already 1, so anything but 1.
Aha, anything but 1. I have a lucky number, 4.
Zombie. So tell us in a few words, why are you a zombie and how it helps you in your life?
Oh, well, frankly speaking, I don't know how to answer for this question, because I don't know how zombie can help me in my life, because I, as the king of the monsters, as my today's image as Godzilla, I'm fighting with zombies because they are threatening to my, they are threat to my ruling. So I don't know. They are threats to me, and I'm fighting with them.
As zombies. Okay. Thank you very much for your speech and round of applause. Yes, I remind our participants and everyone that we have an order of speakers that was designed by drawing of lots, and the order will be following. First, Volodymyr Ukrainets, second, Nataly Parubocha, third, Liudmyla Kushch, fourth, online, Oleksandr Myronchuk, and last but not least, number 5, another online participant, Kevin Baggs, our member from the UK. This is the order in which speakers will appear on the stage, and I also remind that the time of the speech for tall tale is from 3 to 5 minutes, and the cards will be shown appropriately. Maybe you didn't say this, or you did? Yes. So once again, it's 3 minutes, it's a green card, 4 minutes, it's yellow card, and 5 minutes when time is up, it's a red card. Okay, and we'll go over to our next participant of tale contest. It's Nataly Parubocha.
Okay. Hello, nice to meet you. I think you recognize me. You think you recognize me. And oh yeah, you know me pretty well. It's me. You sacrificed two animals and even humans to ask for the rain, to beg for rain. It's me you are afraid of when committing those nasty and awful things. It's me you ask for a new house, a new spouse, of course, of money, of protection, and saving yourselves. Yes, you think you know me. Oh, it's funny how have you depicted me so many times throughout all the history of this civilization. Oh, you humans have so rich imagination. For instance, it's me. Yes, it's me, killing your children. Yes, it's me. And some people of the past depicted me. Okay, that's not it. It's me again. Yes, that's me. Can't you see? That's me. Yeah, that's me. And that's also me. Ancient Greek, yeah? That's me. And that's not it. That's who? Me again. Yes, me again. Yeah. All right. Nice to meet you. Me. Yeah. I have a lot of pictures. It's me according to Michelangelo. Yeah. And of course, this one, the classic one. Yeah. Of course, this one. Nice to meet you. You God. How dare you, Natalie, you might say. But it's true. I'm already deprived of your souls, of all of you, including Natalie. Wanna please? I need one volunteer. Who wants to be a volunteer? Would you like? Aren't you busy? Come here. I like your sins. That's why I called you. Okay. Just look into my sins camera. You see? Can you see that? Yeah,
I see.
I see.
Right.
Do you see the lingers
I do.
under your head? They're the part of me inside of you. Thank you. Thank you. Stay on the right side because we show miracles here. I want to know what you start learning about when you hear about miracles. Why doesn't God show the miracle and stop all those bad stuff from happening? And that's my favorite. Why doesn't God destroy the devil? Because I created him. Look, there is no light without darkness. There is no happiness without sadness and without sorrow. There is no life balance without this balance between the evil and the good. Imagine a world where all the good things happen. How would you know they are good if you can't compare? How would you know that you are in heaven if you haven't been through all those obstacles and troubles? Oh, looks like some of you have heard it a year before. Okay, I'm going to tell you something new. I have created this world to be colorful, not only dark, black and white. And I gave you that power to choose the paints. Only you can decide whether the red color is blood or a berry, whether the blue color is the sky or a nose of the drunken man, whether a black color is dust or the discounts on the Black Friday. I provided you with that power. I give you that brush, that ancient brush, but you misuse it. Some of you, of course, try to avoid all the dark colors of the world. And suddenly, soon, you face with all that reality. But most of you just dip your brush into the darkest color of the world. So you are trying to use off and utilize all the dark colors in the world on the palette. And only after then will you be happy. But it's impossible because all the paints are endless. I know that you are learning. So do I with you, because I've created you. And I don't mind. I just have been waiting throughout all the history of humanity until you dip your brush into the brighter, into more positive paint. So one day, when you feel tired of that dark gray, bloody blue nosy color, just dip your brush into the brighter one. Paint your life and utter. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Where's our mic? Oh,
You got.
Thank you, God. Thank you. I have a question for you. Maybe you'll choose another avatar just for a while and pick a figure from 1 to 13.
Yes, my favorite number is 13.
Okay, 13, you're a headless horseman. Explain why you're a headless horseman and what do you do in your life as a headless horseman?
When you're a headless horseman, no one can cut your head off. So it's a really useful and helpful thing. You can rob a bank. You can scare people. No one would cut your head. You can do all that nasty things without being punished for that. So join our party of headless horsemen, and we will create all those bright deeds. Believe me.
Thank you very much. Wow, I'm sure you have seen another headless horseman called Putin. He was on a horse and he's surely headless. And we actually don't have orcs on that list of creatures because it would be a compliment to orcs if they were there. So they're too dirty to be on that list. Anyway, we'll continue with our contest, and our next participant is our beautiful witch, Liudmyla Kushch, with her tall tale called, oh my God. Where's the agenda? With her tall tale called Every Woman is a Witch. Every Woman is a Witch, Liudmyla Kushch.
Thanks, Mr. Dracula. Oh, I need this. How to? Can you? Every woman is a fairy or a witch, depending on her mood. 20 years ago, when you heard the word witch, probably an image of old and wicked lady living deeply in the forest, surrounded by owls and black cats came into your mind. Hopefully, the times have changed, and now women are young, pretty looking, sexy, and really witty. I want just entertain you, give you some observation about witches, where do they come from, when it happens, and how to reveal a witch within you, or for men, how to find, to attract, to be lucky enough to attract a witch into your life, or how to handle living with a witch. It's not easy, believe me. So, where do the roots come from? Men expect women to stay the same because it's easy to live with comfortable, always loving, always caring, doing everything for you. But the point is everything about energy. Women, they follow the moon energy, and the moon is changing. It isn't the same all the time. That's why following moon energy, we are different. Today we can like one thing, tomorrow we just hate it. You cannot expect us living according to the moon energy and hormones to be punctual, to be reliable 100% of time, to be loving and caring. I'm gonna share some stories about my friends just to give you example, and then I will give you some clues. A wise woman of 50 years old decided to marry an American. She could speak French pretty well, but she wanted to live in the United States. So she hired the best English teacher she could find. And they really had lessons 3 times a week, learning grammar, pronunciation, and everything. 3 months ago, the teacher came into her apartment and heard her talking on Skype with that American fiancé. Oh, Bob, you asked me about weekend? I go cinema yesterday. Nothing helped her, but she liked singing songs in English. And believe or not, in 6 months, she met a French who was a musician singing songs in English. She successfully married, and now she lives in France singing English songs time to time. She got what she wanted. Another young lady started a marathon of how to become slim, and in 3 weeks she gained 2 more kilos. So the new dress she bought didn't fit her at all. She gave it for poor people and she went to the shop to buy her favorite croissant. Was she upset? No way. She accepted herself as she was. So witches' life doing rituals, even making usual tea. They will whisper special words, grabbing each part of herbs. Witches likes being in the nature, talking to animals, flowers, trees, and swim naked. Also, they like being within a circle of same mind people. If you're lucky enough to live with that woman, do not expect order in your house. Do not expect to find your sin, otherwise you will be upset. Expect finding unusual things in unusual places. Accept unusual taste of familiar dishes they love experimenting. And it declares from you to be really patient, 500% patient, because surprises will come into your life every day. So, coming to a conclusion, is it good? Oh, is it bad? What are pros and what are the cons? Just one thing to finish. Finding a power, revealing a power within ourselves, women, helps us to change our life and to get things we really want to. That's it.
Wonderful speech, and it's time now. Stay, please.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to choose your number and your creature.
9.
9. One of my favorite numbers, actually.
Mhm.
9. That would be mommy.
Oh,
Not mommy like with children, but mommy with bandages, you know, all that stuff. Yeah. So how do you live as a mommy?
oh. Living in Egypt, in the old pyramid, with a lot of people from all over the world wanted to see me and the treasures I keep it in that tomb. It's quite funny. And only one night a year on Halloween, we can walk around scaring people and having a fun party. Not bad, I would say.
Thank you, Liudmyla. Wonderful explanation. But
Oh, yes.
It's an important part of our meeting, of course. Okay, we'll continue our contest now. We have 2 online participants. And our next participant will be Oleksandr Myronchuk with his speech entitled, Alexander, there? Hi. Hi, Alexander. Oleksandr Myronchuk with his speech entitled A Ghost Lives With Me. A Ghost Lives With Me, Oleksandr Myronchuk.
When I was 12 years old, my family and I moved to a new house. It was a beautiful house, but I was scared of it, especially of my parents' room. I used to have awful dreams when I entered that room. I'm entering that specific room and I see a dark shadow staring at me. It was a tall shadow. It looked like a man, but I never saw his face, since his whole being was just pitch black. I would close the door to my room, since my parents' room was in front of mine, and I could easily see their room from my bed. I would wake up with a relief. Thanks God, it was just a dream. But I avoided my parents' room anyway. One night, I woke up from what seemed like a dreamless sleep, feeling that someone was staring at me. At first, I couldn't see anything, but after my eyes got used to the dark, I saw 2 things. My door was open, but I always closed it at night, and there was that shadow from my nightmares. Oh my gosh, it wasn't in my parents' room this time, it was in my room. It was staring at me. The shadow seemed to be staring at me for like an hour, and suddenly it walked away towards to my brother's room. After that, I remember waking up and everything seemed normal. So I thought it was only a nightmare and brushed it off. Soon my family and I moved to another city, but we kept the house as a place to visit during the holidays. One day, my uncle had a nasty fight with his wife, and he asked my parents if he could stay at our old house for some time. My parents said yes, so he temporarily moved there for a while. Later, suddenly he moved back to his wife. They invite a priest for a religious ceremony of cleaning the house, and without any explanation, he advised to sell this house immediately. One day we visit my uncle with family, and while we were talking, he jokingly asked us, if we have ever seen of creepy shadows in front of my room. My parents laughed since they knew nothing of what I had seen. I stayed quiet that night, but I was scared since I told no one about that nightmare. I told my uncle and tell him what I had seen and what I thought it was a nightmare. He listened to me, and after a while he explained he had seen the same thing, just staring at my room. After that, my uncle never visited that house again. Till that day, the house remained unsolved. Even though the shadow never hurt any of us physically, I still panic whenever I remember how the thing stared at me, how I felt that there was nothing I could do against it. Thank you. Back to you.
For your story, it was very nice. And now, what creature are you? Oh, you can hear me. Thank you for your story. It was great. And let's choose your creature. Tell us who you are. I'm eager to find that out. Tell us the number.
Is number 3 available?
Mutant.
Can
You are a mutant.
Okay. So, I think that I live in some secret laboratory and I become a mutant in order to be some kind of superhuman. And now I can and now I have two super power. For example, I can be scary and at the same time I can help others. So I can make very unavailable thing that no one can do. Again, only I can do this thing. So as the mutant, I am super strong and scare for others, and it's a good thing for Halloween. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we'll go to our next participant. Last but not least, our member from the United Kingdom, Kevin Beggs, with his speech, Blue Blood. Blue Blood, Kevin Beggs. The stage is yours.
Can you hear me? Okay, this is not a scary story. I didn't realize I had to tell a scary story, but this is a completely true story. And it's the first time I've been able to tell anyone this story. So let me begin when my mother was pregnant with me. She decided to have the very best care when she delivered me. And so she decided to go to the exclusive private hospital, Westminster in London. Now, well, when I was delivered on that day, the 19th of February, 1960, my birthday, in the next room was Queen Elizabeth II giving birth to her third child, Andrew, Prince Andrew. Now, maybe you don't know this, but Charles, who's now King Charles III, was her firstborn, followed by Princess Anne, then Prince Andrew, and then Prince Edward finally. I was born within an hour, within the same hour as Prince Andrew, in the very same hospital, in the very next room. My mum always reminded me of this as we were growing up, that I was born at roughly the same time as Prince Andrew, she said. And over the years, I got used to hearing all about Prince Andrew. My mum seemed to have more information about his growing up and about him than anybody else, and I didn't understand that. But when my mum passed away a few years back, I remember going through her things, and it seems that she kept in touch with Queen Elizabeth II over the years by letter. I didn't realize this, but apparently the Queen was quite disappointed with Andrew growing up. He didn't seem to be the same as Charles had been, and Anne, who was a sportswoman, Charles, who was strong, and Edward, who was honest. He was different. But this is where my story gets interesting, and it enters the dark world of politics, national security, and intrigue. At 10 a.m. this year, on the 8th of September, there was a very loud banging on my door. I was surprised, and I went, as I answered the door, there on my doorstep stood two very big men in dark suits carrying guns. I was confused and frightened. They took me out to their car, in front of which was a police car, and behind there were 4 police motorcycles. I got in the car, but I was scared and confused. They drove me south down the roads towards London. The sirens were going, the blue lights were flashing, and the motorbikes were closing off all the roads ahead of us so we could keep going straight through. In the back of that car, I was made to sign a document and paperwork that really only spies and military personnel normally have to sign. I really didn't know what was happening. But finally, we came to our destination, Buckingham Palace in London, the Queen's residence. We'd made great time because I was right up in the north of the country. We traveled the whole of the country, and I was ushered in at 3 o'clock to see Her Majesty, the Queen. She was laying in bed looking quite tired. She was just finishing up with Ben Wallace, the Defense Secretary of State. And I heard him say, "Yes, Your Majesty, of course Ukraine will win." And she said, "Keep sending them weapons, Ben." And she ended up by saying, "Slava Ukraini," to which he replied, "Geroyam Slava." But now it was my turn. As Ben walked away, I approached the bed and she held out a hand to me. Didn't expect that. But what she said to me blew my world apart. I can't tell you everything she said, but what I can say is it's true. The royals do have blue blood, different blood to the likes of you and me. So I thought. She needed a transfusion that day. And the only royal left in the country, because the others were traveling all over the world, was Andrew. But apparently he had the wrong blood. Sadly, the Queen passed away at 3:10 that day, 10 minutes later, and I was the last person she spoke to. Quite sad, but I now know why she wanted to see me. And all I can say is that there were only 2 boys born in Westminster Hospital that night of the 19th of February 1960. Now, Andrew's blood apparently was not blue. Toastmaster.
A very intriguing story, Karen. And why not to choose your creature? Tell us who you really are. What's your other personality? Tell a figure from 1 to 13.
I'm sorry, you didn't call me Your Majesty. Anyway, I'll choose number 12. I can't hear you.
Your Highness, sir. My apologies. Please tell the number.
Number 12. It's muted. We can't hear you online.
Can you hear me?
Now we can. Number 12, yes.
Now we can't hear him. Okay. So, Your Highness, I have to give you a question. It will be a scary creature, like your other personality, and you have to tell a few words about this creature. So, please, would you name a number tell a number from 1 to 13?
Number 12.
Number 12. Number 12. This is skeleton. A skeleton.
Okay.
A few words. Why are you a skeleton? How do you live as a skeleton? And how does skeleton maybe corresponds to your real life?
Okay. I look, I am a skeleton. Thank goodness you chose skeleton. I've been dieting for quite a long time now, and it's apparent that obviously it's worked because I am now skeletal in form. But listen, a skeleton isn't really a make-believe creature. They've been digging them out of the grave for years. The problem is when they start moving. And apparently on this night, tomorrow night, the 31st of October every year, in hospitals all over the world where they're using skeletons for medical research, they start walking. It's true.
Thank you very much for your speech and for your answer. And now we will go over, well, we'll later have a voting actually. So we now will have a voting. Thank you for reminder. So how will this happen? On our Telegram chat, we have a voting bulletin. You can go after the link, yes, or scan the QR code here on the screen, choose whatever variant, and choose the best participant of the Tall Tale contest. Choose your favorite, choose who you think has won. I remind once again names of speakers. First was Volodymyr Ukrainets, and I'll remind it with the name probably of the speech. Where's the name? Yes. One moment. First speaker was Volodymyr Ukrainets, new threat. Second, Nataly Parubocha, nice to meet you. Third was Liudmyla Kushch, every woman is a witch. Fourth was Oleksandr Myronchuk, online, a ghost lives with me. And fifth was Kevin Beggs, also online, Blue Blood. So choose who won. And later we'll go to our next part of the meeting. We have 1 minute for voting, yes?
In reality, I'm an evil inside. Because today it's all about Halloween, so we have to be evil, and of course I am. So in this session, there are rules. The first one, you have to be evil. The second, you have to remember about the timing. It's 2.5 minutes. It's table topic sessions. You'll hear questions. You'll hear your creative answers. And of course, remember about the structure of the speech, even today, even in this mysterious day, that it should be introduction, body, and conclusion. So I hope you are ready to answer some tricky questions. Are you? Okay. So my question number 1 is, if you do something evil, how do you deal with that? If you do something evil, how do you deal with that? Who wants to answer the first, or maybe our online participants? Anyone? Anyone that is raising their hand? Okay, then I will ask Vadim. Welcome to the stage.
Can you repeat the question?
If you do something evil, how do you deal with that?
When you do something evil, how do you deal with that? If you do something evil, why do you even bother? It's something in the past. The person feels terrible, but you feel great. You've lied, you've betrayed, you've got the money, you've got the attention. Leave that behind you. Do you often do this in your life, Toastmasters, our guests online? It's rather a rhetorical question, but can I get your attention on me for now? Doing evil things in life is not about, well, there are some people who do it intentionally. We want other people to suffer, we want them to feel bad, and we do it purposefully. You want a candy? No, you don't. Oh, you like this toy? No, come on, we're going home. Eat manka or eat this porridge, and then I will buy you this toy. Now, in life, it's much more complex, and we don't necessarily do stuff with intention of harming someone. It just so that happens, and someone feels bad. It's because we are humans. We have gods who are unfailing, who know everything and everything. They've created us with all these things, capability of doing evil and capability for good. In your life, Don't think about whether you're doing something evil or whether you're doing something good. Do it. Come on stage, write this girl that you want to, ask this guy that you like on a street out. Go for this work opportunity that you was dreaming about for a long time. It's about action. It's not about the judgment comes later, whether something was good or bad. But I want you to focus on the action.
Thank you, Vadim. I really like how you moved from being evil to taking a job opportunity. That's a good move. Thank you. Okay. The question number 2. What is the most evil thing that you have ever done? What is the most evil thing that you have ever done? Okay, so the audience, if there are no hands, I really like to see people who are online. Sorry? So is anyone raising their hand online? Okay, who is the Lord of the time? I'm wondering. Who? Okay, then it's our timer. Yeah, our timer. Maybe you would like to answer this question since you don't want to talk about your evil thing. Come on, it's Halloween. You have to talk about that. You are not all good. Okay, if not, Natalia, welcome to the stage.
So, what the most evil thing I have ever done? Yeah, I'm going to talk about Borshegivka again, of course. I was 9. It was at Calibris, of course, that real dwells. There was a row of people selling everything. And do you remember those old ladies selling the seeds, sunflower seeds, roasted sunflower seeds, and you fried sunflower seeds, and you bought it, give me one glass of it, and one glass with a bottom, and even one more deep of that, of the seeds. So tasty seeds were. And one day, I always bought those seeds, a handful of them, but one day I didn't have spare money. But I wanted them so much. So I came there. There was people queuing, and I came there. I stand on the queue, approached those booths, grabbed a handful of seeds, I ran away. What are you doing? And all the ladies screamed, and I dropped all the seeds on the ground and went to my tram station. I was so ashamed of doing that. You know, guys, it's a serious thing. I committed a sin. I stole the handful of those cheap but very tasty seeds. Of course, it's not the only evil thing I've done during my life. And maybe it's not the worst, but it was almost the only situation, the only case when I was so ashamed. But after that, I learned to put my nimbus and say, it's not me. It's mine.
I know that you are evil, but you have to sometimes be a bit good. Okay, thank you so much. Another question is, so you are in a horror movie. Who would you rather be, a killer or a victim, and why? You are in a horror movie. Who would you rather be, a killer or a victim, and why? Who would like to answer? Okay, let's ask some of our online participants. What about, I don't know, anyone raising hands? If no one raising hand, this woman, I don't in here. Who is that? Sorry? No, here. Is your mom speaking English? Okay, would you answer this question? Does your mom watch horror movies? So what's the name? Tatiana. You are in a horror movie. Who would you rather be, a victim or a killer, and why?
Sorry, please, but I want to see everything movie. I like to see. I like to watch a movie about a victim. I want to see about movie about next victim of Ukrainian army against the Russian weapon. Against the Russian army. I want to watch this future movie. It will be exciting movie. That's all.
I can guess that you want to be a killer here. All of us do. Okay, thank you so much. We all lie to parents, right? Natasha, right? Of course not. Yes, all lie to parents. So tell us about, what did you lie to your parents about? What did you lie to your parents about? Maybe someone from the audience, or someone would like to raise your hand online. Anyone? Okay, I would like to hear people who are not yet on the stage. The other woman, how? Kunan? Kunan, would you like to answer the question? What did you lie your parents about?
Thank you for the question. What did I lie my parents about? I don't remember. I never really lied them. I think if I lied them about studying. When they, in my community, in my village and my community, they are rare that women go to school. So sometimes when my parents, they afraid of my safety, they doesn't want me go to school. So I lying them, it's okay, mother, I can go with other friends. But in fact, there is no other women, only me and with the other friends. Others, they are guys, they are men. But I feel that I'm confident go to school and they are my friend. We are not going to do anything wrong. So I went to school alone with the other guys, without women. That I was lying my parents about, because I want to go to school. I want to get something new. I want to see the world more openly. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much. I have another question regarding your speech. Did your parents ever find out that they were only guys in this school?
What?
Another question.
Could you repeat
Did your parents ever find out about your lie?
My parents. Did my parents ever find out about my life? Yeah, they did, but sometimes they not so understand about me because they are busy working. They are farmers, so they let me go to school, but sometimes they doesn't have more time to look after me. I prepare myself when I'm in secondary school, okay, and I prepare myself and went to school along with my friends, and they are busy at their job, so they doesn't have much time to look after me. I am look after myself, and after school I come back home. I went to the farm helping them. So they told me you should not go to school alone. You could go when the other girl go to school with you. You could not go to school alone without the other girl, even those that your friend they are men. They worry about my safety, but it's all right because I can go to school. Thank you.
Another question. So we all have our light and dark side. So what is your dark side? I repeat the question. We all have our light and dark side. What is your dark side? Vova, welcome to the stage.
Thank you, thank you. Well, about my good and bad sides. Well, today I'm not talking about myself, but today I'm talking about the character which I present today. It is Godzilla. And I can be divided into two parts, good and bad Godzilla. Bad Godzilla, he is a destruction power. He destructs cities. He burns them. He throw away the buses. But good Godzilla, he is a protector of people, and he comes only when people goes wrong, when people think they are the rulers of the nature, but they are very wrong, and they forgot about the consequences, about me, about Godzilla. And by the way, I want to reveal my answer to the previous question about the movies. If I were in the horror movie, I want to dream about Godzilla coming to Moscow, to Kremlin, and destroy it down to the ground like this. Just a moment. And that's all. Thank you for your attention.
It's fantastic dream, and we all just dream about this picture, and hopefully soon it will happen. Thank you so much. So another question. You are home alone, but suddenly you hear the footsteps in your house. What do? You are at your home alone, but suddenly you hear footsteps at your house. What do? Anyone would like to answer the question? Okay, so what is this sign? I wonder, yes. Who? Oleksandr Myronchuk was already on the stage. I would like to ask someone, who is Vitaly? Vitaly, is it Vitaly Rulov?
Yeah, that's me.
Repeat the question.
So a question is, you are home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do?
Thank you very much for that question. Honestly, from time, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for not having my picture there. I'm having issues with the internet, so if I put on the video, the signal might be disrupted. I find myself in this predicament of hearing footsteps quite a few times. I mean, quite often. So what do? First of all, I analyze if the doors are locked. If they are locked, it means that it's either a ghost or a vampire. A vampire can enter your house only if you invited him. So I didn't invite any vampires, hence it's a ghost. Taking any physical things to damage the ghost is absolutely irrelevant because, well, ghosts are transparent. Therefore, I turn on the lights and go and check whether there is a ghost. Normally, there are no ghosts.
If the doors are unlocked, on the other hand, then you might consider taking something like a knife or a club or a gun or whatever do you have. Normally, I don't have any of those things, so I just go and see whether there is something. But the most important thing that I've learned during these exercises, which I conduct from time to time, is that you must summon up your courage. If you have the courage, while you're alone in a dark home without electricity, to go and check whether there is somebody in your house, well, I flatter myself to be not a coward. Try it at least once. Turn off all the lights in your apartment or in your house. Then stay in the dark for 2 minutes and then go and explore your home. You will be amazed at how many things look differently when the lights are off. And when this is over, this experiment, you will turn on the lights and you will feel yourself victorious. Thank you very much, and I wish all of us courage to survive.
Was that he was talking in the dark, right? We didn't see Vitaly, so he literally helped us to understand how to experience this and want to experience. So our timer told me that the time is over, and I guess it's a time to list our participants and vote for the best table topic participant. The first was Vadim, and he mentioned about feeling great about evil and how you can use the evil part in your career. That's how I understood his speech. The second was Natalia, the seeds story, as she stole the seeds. The third one was Tatiana from our online participant. And she was talking about the next victim of Ukrainian army. Then it was Hunan, I think. She was talking about the line to her parents about her school experiences. Vova was talking about the bad Godzilla, bad and good Godzilla. And Vitaly was talking about being alone at home without electricity. And this is something that we all experience this and that way. So it's time to vote. And then who will announce our best table topic speaker? It will be Lesia Yurchishin. You have the link, and please feel free to vote.
Meanwhile, we can talk with you, Miroslava.
I forgot. Yes.
As everyone, yes. Tell me, please, the number.
What's there 5? My favorite.
5 is a great number. It's a goblin.
Goblin.
Yes. If you're a goblin, what do you do? How do you live as this creature?
Can you please remind me how goblin looks? I'm not.
Well, goblins are little creatures with teeth. They're usually green. Sometimes there's a hobgoblin who lives in a house and creates some mischief. Or he might be even good. But goblins is from Lord of the Rings. They're evil. They fight against the elves. They're like orcs, but smaller and not so scary.
Thank you. If I were a goblin, this green creature, I wouldn't let people live just as they want. Of course, I would create some inconveniences to them. I would swoop into their houses, and so that they are, especially to those people who are alone in the dark when the electricity is off, and so that they hear my steps. They couldn't find me, this green, ugly thing. This is how I imagine goblin. So and so that people could have a chance to create some courage inside of them and know how to deal with these creatures as I am. So yes, I think they are useful creatures, and sometimes they need to go to the houses of people. Mr.
Thank you very much for this story. And now I think we'll go over next. And we have our great member, Lesa Urchishin. Lesa, ready? Lesa will award, I think we have already the results for a contest. You will tell them or later? Me? Okay. But Lesa will conduct another contest. This is the contest for the best costume. And welcome, Lesa Urchishin, please.
Hello all. As you already understand, today we have a very, very special guest. In history, we usually call it like Grey Cardinal. It's someone who organizes everything, who counts everything, who influences on everything, but no one knows who this is. So today our Grey Cardinal is also responsible for conducting the Best Costume Award. And I suppose, we all suppose that all our today's outfit are so bright that you all wanted to tell about them much more. So I announce the Best Costume contest started, and thanks for supporting. And who wanted to start with presenting his costume, please? Yeah, there is someone online who already wanted. Yeah, Godzilla. It's your costume for today.
Thank you for your attention. Yes, today I am Godzilla. What can I tell about myself? Today I've heard from Dracula one interesting definition under number 3, mutant. And yes, I am mutant. I'm mutant which was born as a result of the nuclear bomb test in 1954. My homeland is Japan, because I was born in Japan as a result of the atomic bombardments of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I am the result of those bombardments. I was awoken underneath in the bottom of the ocean, and I am characterized as the destructive power of nature. I have 36 films about me. I have enemies and friends. By the way, one of my enemies you saw today, it's a dragon with 3 heads. It's a real dragon, and he is my superior for the chief, for the management over other monsters, because I am called the king of the monsters. I have a girlfriend, a butterfly, whose name is Mothra, queen of the monsters. By the way, who is I am? Because today you called me crocodile and you insult me, because I am not a crocodile. I'm an ancient alpha predator. I'm something like dinosaur. And of course, here is the song about me. With a purposeful grimace and a terrible sound, he pulls the spitting high tension wires down. Helpless people on subway trains scream bug-eyed as he looks in on them. He picks up a bus and throws the back down as he waits towards buildings through the center of town. Oh no, they say he's got to go, 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 Godzilla. Oh no, the ghost Tokyo, go, go, Godzilla. Oh, the full version you will hear later. I will send you the link to after the meeting. And of course, I want to tell you that it is a very actual appearance today, because now the enemy, the Russian Federation, is threatening you with the using of nuclear weapon, but they forgot about one thing, about the consequences, about me. And because sometimes when people do something wrong, I appear to restore the balance of the nature. So don't try to disturb me, because the consequences can be very dangerous, and your cities can be turned down to the ground. Thank you for your attention.
Wow, thanks to Godzilla for such evidence and for such very clear explanation about his role for today and his value in nowadays. And who will be the next one? Who wants to present his costume? I need to pick someone. Everyone is so scared of Grey Cardinal. Yes. Maybe you can.
Dear friends, I'm Count Dracula. I am a man who is looking for his lovely lady. As you can see, I'm not very young, but still I am noble, I'm a count, and I live in a castle. Don't you think I'm a good party for you? I think I am. Once I even participated in a TV show called Bachelor, Холостяк, and there were a lot of ladies who wanted to become my only one, but I didn't want to choose any of them. I just invited them all to my castle, because what lady wouldn't want to go to a castle and see some wonderful nature and beautiful famous sights? But these ladies have finished already, so I'm looking for a new one, for my new bride. And think about the preferences of living with me. If you think you have nothing to talk about with your man, or he is disturbing you during the day, he doesn't let you go shopping, during the day I just sleep. So you can do whatever you want. And during the night, we will do such things that you will be very happy with them. I am not alone, as you might think. I have a servant, Frankenstein, who will also perform any of your wishes. And I have even a doggy, a werewolf. He is very fluffy, he is very charming, and you can stroke him if you want. So, dear ladies, come to my castle. And if somebody told you lies about me, that I drink blood, just think about the relationship of a woman and a man, because any woman drinks blood from his man. You can literally say, or it can be a metaphor, whatever, at least as a metaphor. Any lady drinks blood because she has some pretensions to her man. And that's why we'll have a beautiful parity between you and me. We'll be a perfect couple. Choose Count Dracula. Thank you.
Wow, charisma of our Dracula was so strong that I am happy that I am Grey Cardinal and can protect him from all this. Who will be the next? Who will be the next? Okay, I will try to search for someone. Yes, come on. You have costume, come on.
Okay, what do you know about angels?
They have wings.
They have wings. What else? They sing, live in heavens.
They kill the snakes.
They kill the snakes.
One of them, yes.
One of them kills the snakes. But do you know that angels can be evil? They can have wings, but these are not wings that you think about. And yes, I am an evil angel, as you can see today. Yes, there is a little devil inside of me, and this costume just a representation for you to mislead you today and think that I am nice, that I can kill evil, that I have wings behind me. But this is all I did that so that you believe in such a beautiful part of this life. But no, then when you see closer, you will see this evil part. But I really don't advise you to do so, to discover this evil part, but rather be misled and keep thinking that I'm still an angel. Thank you.
Wow, підступність. What a підступність. Today we have during our best costume contest. Who will be the next one? The next one? Maybe this guy has some costume.
Okay. Welcome. My name is Nice Guy. It's a costume that I used to wear a long time ago for a long time. And I want to feel those very dark and terrible days when I wasn't a Dracula, but I was just a nice guy. And for a couple of men we have here, I hope, well, maybe not hope you don't wear this dress, this costume anymore. And maybe you remember days of when you were like that. I think every single man knows and has many, many stories like that. For me, this is Mr. Nice, and I am more evil inside than I used to.
Wow, charisma today is too much charisma for today. Who wants? Maybe someone wants? No, I need to.
Oh, nothing special. We're just usual creatures. My dear friends who helped me. Let's for doing magic, beads, a hundred ways to see what I really think of you. And the girls to get poisonous berries and to make you die. Nothing special. Just a certain amount of things every woman should to keep in her. Thanks.
Totally agree about this. Yeah, we have a volunteer. Great.
The last but not the least. I was thinking on what costume should I choose today for my, I would say, coming out as a god. I could find only this, but you saw a devil in the same appearance, So, any costume, because a part of me, as I have said, is in any one of you. So I can be naked, I can be in any costume in this life. The most meaningful is inside of me. My soul, my part of the world, and my mighty. Yes. Nice to meet you, the gods.
Very. Yeah,
I created it. Yeah, we understand. So maybe someone from online wanted to also to present costume.
May I present
Yes,
myself?
Tatiana wanted to say.
I am a squirrel. I like Ukrainian forest, except I like Ukrainian forest. I like Glacier National Park, Didorovka Lake. But now I live in United Kingdom. I have many colleagues in Hillsborough Park and Botanical Garden. we collect many nuts and lights for winter. And I have many nuts, nice food or lights. When you run out of anything of this, welcome. I give you what I have. Thank you very much.
Thanks, our beautiful squirrel, for visiting us today. Maybe someone else? I don't see Kunan, Karim, Alexander, Vitaly, no one? Okay, we can announce the best costume contest as closed, and I suggest all of you also to vote for the best costume. The link for voting you will see in our table, in our chat and in Zoom chat. And I already see 5 responses. And with these words, I will give the control to the stage to our king of Halloween, or Dracula.
Thank you very much. How about your creature? You should choose a creature also. Dear Grey Cardinal. Grey Cardinal is busy, but she will have to answer this question. Lisa, you are Grey Cardinal, but you need to choose your creature. Yes, of course. Choose your creature from 1 to 13.
13.
Have we had 13 or not? We had 13 already. Ah, we had it, yes. So something else. From 1 to 13. We had 13.
So from 1 to 12 or what?
Well, from 1 to 12.
Okay, 12.
We had 12. From 1 to 11. Yeah. The Grim Reaper.
I don't know what this.
The Grim Reaper, it's like a death. So Grim Reaper, it's a person who appears in a black cloak with a hood, like you have now, but black, and with a scythe, скосой.
Oh.
Yeah, like death, and it's usually a skeleton. So it's called Grim Reaper.
Oh.
So why are you Grim Reaper and how do you live? Tell us something.
Yes, I think I have the best life ever because everyone is caring about me and I can rule the world in the way I want it. Of course, now I working hard. I'm working hard because we have so many orcs that we can't we continue counting them. But all in all, I hope that all this counting and all this will help us to be better in our future.
Thank you. You have very noble profession. Now I believe it 100%. And we will go over to our next part of the meeting is the evaluation session for our trick and treat session. Vadim Yudenko, nice guy, our trick and treat evaluator, please.
Now, to our trick treat evaluation, I personally, I forgot about my role today, but I want to give you, I'm going to be honest for now, but I'll just go over and give you some evil advices. Now, with Miroslava and your introduction, you were very clear. You said exactly what we have to do. You reminded about the rules and made sure we look and see our timer. You also did a good job getting people online, but you could be more forceful and just like pick someone. You just say it. It's a special, you don't feel, you're not evil if you just say the person who didn't want it to do today. live up to your inner nature, as you say, not just a face. Now to this, now to the not to the speakers. For me, it was. I think the question was about. Now this is getting very tricky. It's very hard to be a nice guy when you don't really know what to say. But you have a very good compliments, guys. And you're very good. You had a very good structure. You had a very good vocal variety. You were also very good, you know. Like I do you want to go on a date? That was a pumpkin for me. Now I think I just go and ask for our evaluation, how we went, and maybe Lisa can send it to me. And can you help me with presenting the best table topic speech for the day? Great
Yeah,
Cardinal.
sure. I manage everything. So shut up.
I'm a nice guy. I'm just doing everything for.
Thank you, my dear. So today, all of you voted for the best table topic award to Vadim Yudenko tonight.
I can.
Yeah, I will you.
Thank you so much, guys. Just so that everyone hears, it compensates my evaluation.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, great Cardinal. And not deserved, but thank you so much. And I go, the microphone is back to our Toastmaster, Timur.
Yes. Vadim,
And what monster are you? Can you pick a number?
I think I'll go with 8. I don't think 8 was.
8 is the number of money. So let's see who is number 8. It's a werewolf. So, as a werewolf, what can you say about yourself?
Now, I definitely agree with the witch. Moon is very important to me. Now, during the day, you see me in a good costume, respectable man, nice guy. But when the moon appears, it influences me, gives me energy, and I can't control it. This is the life of being a werewolf. You want to be nice, you want to be stable. But no, it's about the moon and its cycles as they influence me. Can we dim the lights, please? It's gonna help me so much. Awesome. I won't be able to contain myself. Now the werewolves, you know, are Sirius from Harry Potter, one of the nicer guys who represent us, but they're not just fictional. They're here in this world, and you don't have to be bitten by the spider or by anything else, by some wicked dog. And you have to have Star Wars with them or with these dogs. Werewolves are among us. Make sure not to be bitten by them, or else you'll lose their temper and have to struggle with the moon and live according to its cycles.
Cool. Thank you so much. And now we'll have a report from our Time Lord, Vyacheslav Naumov.
Thank you. Dear everyone, dear speakers, today where Evil's force tried to break our agenda, our timing, but force of good won, as always. So, our prepared speakers part. First one was Volodymyr. Volodymyr, you used 8 minutes, 25 seconds. Next one, Nataly, you used 6 minutes, 15 seconds. Liudmyla, you used 5 minutes, 58 seconds. Perfectly. Alexander, you used 3 minutes 42 seconds. Great. And Kevin used 4 minutes 52 seconds. Thank you. Perfectly. Then our unprepared speeches. First one was Vadim. You used 2 minutes 2 seconds. Good. Next one, Nataly. 2 minutes equal. Tatiana, you used 0 minutes 45 seconds. Then Kunan, yeah, correctly, 1 minute 12 seconds. Then Vova, you used 1 minute 40 seconds. And last but not least, Vitaly, you used 2 minutes 20 seconds. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much. Okay, and now it's time to sum up some results of our contest. We have so many contests today, at least 3, I think. So what we'll do first, I think we'll first announce the results of the best costume, and then we'll announce the results of the speech contest. Yes? And for the best costume contest, I invite here the nicest guy and the cutest rules, Vadim Yudenko.
With something that is very unexpected, and I didn't believe this person would have won this award, but I think I'll have to call this person back on stage for his best costume award, Timur Berezhnoy. I definitely like the red inside of your cape, and while he's getting the picture of himself taken in his wonderful.
Wonderful, thank you. It's such a nice certificate with very tasty pumpkin over here. I think I'll maybe hang it on the wall somewhere in a frame, just like another contest I won. Yeah, that's a great achievement. And dear ladies, you made the right decision. Count Dracula is your favorite. Come to the castle, enjoy all the beauties and all the benefits of it.
Okay, and now it's a very intriguing moment for our participants online and offline, and we are going to find out who won the speech contest. But first, I will give certificate. We have 5 certificates. Some of them are for just participation, but each certificate was very creative approach from Lesa. It has some remark on it, and who wrote this? It was Nataly. Nataly, but Nataly is a participant. How come? Okay. Anyway, from our officers team, from Nataly, from Lesa, we have beautiful certificates with beautiful praises for each participant, because each of you was unique, and each of you won today. All the tall tales were wonderful. And first, we congratulate our participant with the title, The Longest Series Ever, Volodymyr Ukrainets. You get certificate for participation, and it's always enjoyable to listen to your stories about whoever, this all fairy creatures and characters. Our next awarded person will get the award for the most frightening suspense. It's who do you think it is? It's Oleksandr Myronchuk. Another online participant, Alexander. For the most frightening suspense you are awarded. Thank you for your story, and we can make a photo. And who are the winners? So the intrigue is growing, and we are awarding the person who won the 3rd place with such a title, The Most Royal Story. It's Kevin Baggs. Congratulations, Kevin. We didn't know you were such a royal person. And, we should not address you as Kevin, maybe Your Majesty. Your Majesty, You won today. Sir, it's great honor for us to see you and to be in touch with you even online. Let's make a photo. Once again, applause, applause for sure. Okay, and the silver medal, the second place with the title, The Most Charming Witch Ever. Who might that be? It goes to Liudmyla Kushch, who's present here. The most charming witch. You're wonderful, and I think you will be a perfect couple for Dracula.
Take more pictures.
I think we look quite good. Okay, thank you very much. And who is the winner? Oh my God, you don't know who it is. You don't know, and it's such an intriguing, it's growing and growing, it's culminating now with the title, The Most Powerful Story. It goes to Nataly Parubocha, the winner of the sales contest. The God who created such things as me, as the witch, as everyone here, you created this, and you created the first place for yourself with your speech.
Just stay on the right side, guys.
For sure. But sometimes you can turn into such nice animal and fly around and be on the dark side too. It's also nice. Okay, guys, I think we are done with our program. But Halloween continues. And I just want to tell you, don't be afraid to show the dark side of yourself. Don't be afraid to show your real emotions. And have a happy Halloween. Thank you all. I give control to the president, Volodymyr Ukrainets.
Give up for Timur for his conduction. Whoa. Thank you everyone for being and for spending this time with us. For people online, for people in here, for participants, for taking a challenge and creating a speech on this theme. And I really want to continue the thought that Timur said, and it's very important to show your real feelings, not just like, and find them, think about them. With Hallows Eve, don't it like be the only day you just feel either like evil inside you. It is okay to feel bad things or some negative emotions. Let them be there. Now, congratulations to the winners. Thank you for participants. Thank you for the guests who joined us today. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And see you next time at Dnipro Hills. Wait for, we're gonna make a photo right now. And with this said, the meeting is adjourned. Please come closer, we're gonna have a photo and yeah, people online, you're with us. I'm gonna see you here on a projector.